everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Alinga Sise of Urban Harvest Organic Farm. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful, and for those who are still new, please kindly consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Today we are mixing feeds for these birds. So many of you have been asking me, Sise, do you make your own feeds or do you buy ready-made feeds? Guys, okay, I cannot say I make my own feeds, but what I can tell you is that with these particular birds, I've decided to mix my own feeds, and it is the first time I'm doing mixing by myself. But honestly, it is moving on well, because you can see the birds are now 14 weeks going to 15 weeks, but you can see the birds are doing well. They're already starting to make the sound. Actually, they started some time back making the sound, that sound like a hen that wants to lay eggs. You guys can hear even the combs. You can see the combs are growing very well. So probably I'm hoping by 18 weeks these birds will start laying eggs. So with this particular flock, I decided to be more serious, and first of all, I decided that I'm going to mix my own feeds for the first time and see whether they will really do well. But honestly, you can see the birds are doing well. But for the rest of the birds I've been having in this farm, there is one particular store where I've been mixing my feeds from. But honestly, I've realized that they are also in business. So sometimes they will not mix for you what you want. Because with my case, I used to just make a phone call, and then they do the mixing and they send for me the feeds. Actually, even with still the 292 birds, I still make phone calls, they mix the feeds and they bring for me. But honestly, it is not good as a farmer, because if you're going to do like that, always be at the store where they're doing the mixing, so that you are very sure what they are mixing for you. Okay, never trust these stores, because remember, they're also doing business. And that's why some of your birds end up not performing well. They start performing well, along the way they drop. So the performance is never stable, simply because that is what you're doing. You just make phone calls, they mix for you the feeds, and they bring when it is readily mixed. However, there's also another type of feeds that it is ready-made, and it is pellets. Okay, there's also pelleted feeds. That one you do not need to mix, or they do not need to mix from there. It is already made from the factory with everything in it. That one is also there, but most of us complain those feeds are expensive. So I decided to do a mixing of feeds, and currently the birds are still on the growers feed, of which it started from 8 weeks and it is running up to 17 weeks. I remember I made a video telling you the things that we are supposed to mix in 100 kilograms of feeds for all these stages, because with these layers, there are different stages of feeds. Okay, feeds are in different stages. Okay, we have the starter feeds, that is from 0 to 8 weeks, and then we have from 8 weeks to 17 weeks, we have from 17 weeks to 20 weeks, we have from 20 weeks to 40 weeks, and then we have from 40 weeks until you sell off the birds. So you should have knowledge of all these stages of the feeds that you're supposed to mix. Okay, you mix the same things, but the percentages that you keep adding varies depending on the weeks which the birds are on. Okay, so with these birds, I decided to mix the feeds, and honestly, right now I'm going to take you to where I mix the feeds and show you the things that we do mix. But I will advise all of you, please, let us endeavor to purchase all these things that we are supposed to mix. Now here, okay, I'm going to show you in the current store where I do the mixing from. But honestly, with mixing my own feeds, I'm so happy that you guys, you see the birds are really big, very big. Okay, because I mix what I am sure I'm mixing. Several times I have been informing you guys where sometimes they don't give me enough of this, they don't give me the other one, and you guys have advised me always accordingly. But honestly, with this project, if you want to succeed very well, kindly purchase all the things that you're supposed to mix and do the mixing by yourself. In that case, you're very sure of what you are mixing. So let us go in the store where I'm doing the mixing from. But because of me mixing my own feeds, my birds are doing well. Guys, I remember sometime back I told you that there was one bird that I came in the farm and it was not feeding. It was very weak, and I decided to remove the feathers from the tail. It is the other bird going, the other one, and I decided to treat it, and now it is very okay. Imagine if I had not treated it, we would have lost the bird. So let's go in the store where we shall do the mixing from, and then I'll show you everything before we come and feed the birds. It is already afternoon. Actually, it's already 4:30 p.m. and this is the time I normally give them the afternoon feeds, like from between 4 to 6, because I've decided to be giving them twice. Okay, I was giving them thrice. At first I was giving them once, then I went to twice, I went to thrice, but now I'm giving them only twice, okay, because I saw that thrice, 3 times a day, was a bit disturbing me, since we also have those other birds in the older farm. So I find that the work becomes a bit tiresome for us. So that's why I've resorted into giving them feeds twice a day, in the morning and late in the evening. So let's go that side and we look at what we are going to mix. See you right back. So guys, this is the feeds that we are going to mix, and we are going to mix 400 kilograms of feeds, and we are giving them the layer concentrate 5%, and I use a company called Hendrix. It's right there. I'm sure most of you know Hendrix. I think I'm advertising them a lot, but anyway, it's just because I want you to know exactly what I am using. So here I have we are mixing 6 things. Okay, I can say 6 items, of which on the top there, that is lime or calcium. We have the concentrate there. We have the soybean meal. We have the sunflower cake. We have the broken maize, and we have the maize bran. So this is what we are going to mix. But the beauty is that at least you know the things that you are mixing are in the right amount. And then weighing scale is very important. We have a weighing scale out there, so you have to always have the weighing scale. Even when you've ordered for these things, you must come here and make sure that you have confirmed the things that they have sent for you, because some of us, we just call them and then they bring it to the farm. Make sure that you have boys ready to keep weighing these things if it is in the right amount, especially the concentrate, guys. You must be very careful. You know, the concentrate, there's a way concentrate somehow resembles the soybean meal. So sometimes if you're not an expert, you will not know. And make sure that always they separate the things, because sometimes they're also stubborn. If you tell them to send for you these things and you're going to mix from the farm, they always pour everything in one sack, so you're a bit confused, do not know whether they have put them in the right amount. So always make sure they put for you in different bags, so that you're able to weigh them before you start mixing them. So those are the things that we are going to mix. But I will encourage all of us, let us get a small store, like you can see my store how it is. It is just a small store, but I'm planning to get a bigger one. And make sure water do not keep pouring here, like the roof is not leaking, because some of you also will just get a very old house and put the chicken feeds there. And make sure also rats are not always inside that house, because rats also love these feeds a lot. So let us first mix our feeds, and then we are going to give it to the birds. See right back. So before I finish with here, you can also get a feed mixture and use it for mixing your feeds. But for us here, we are mixing it manually or like locally. But I've seen also the birds are coming out well. So if you do not have the money for the feed mixture, you can also mix it locally. And I've always shown you how you can mix the feeds. You can do it like this and keep turning it, like you can turn it 3 or 4 times. You turn, take the other side again like that. You'll find that you will be able to mix your feeds well, because also you do not put too much budget, especially if you're a beginner and you do not have enough capital. So let us first finish mixing the feeds, then we shall feed the birds. See you right back. So guys, we are done mixing the feeds, but We finished a bit late. It's already 6 p.m. and that's the time now we are going to give them the feeds. You can see all of them are eagerly waiting for the feeds. First switch off. If you switch off, it will be a bit dark. It's already 6 p.m. guys. So let us feed the birds. So as I was telling you in the beginning, if you can just get a small space, you can also start mixing your own feeds. That is very important because the beauty is you know the things that you are mixing and no one can cheat you at all. So that can help a lot. Much as our birds haven't yet started laying eggs, but I'm sure they will not exceed 18 weeks or 19 weeks without them starting to lay eggs. Actually, my hope was for these birds to start laying at 16 weeks, but I don't know whether that dream will come to pass. But normally my birds have already started laying at 18 weeks. So for those who are planning to start the project, you can also spare some room for this bird, for you to mix your chicken feeds. And also you can also store your maize and buy some of those machines they use for grinding the maize, for breaking the maize. You can also buy the feed mixture. It's actually more easy. And also the only thing that you cannot stock is the maize bran, but the maize you can stock it. That will also help cutting the cost of your feeding. Our house is becoming a bit dark because inside here I've not put so many bulbs inside, so my house is a bit dim to avoid overpacking. That's why you can see, and it's already 6 p.m. That's the time when we are feeding them the evening portion. We are a bit late because the mixing of the feeds took some time. But you can as well always plan for your feeds in advance so that they supply you some of these items early enough so that you can mix the feeds early enough. Actually, I was not checking in the store where the feeds are. I just noticed in the morning that the feeds were done. So I started making phone calls like around 10 a.m. in the morning, and also finds when they are sometimes very busy supplying many other farms. So that's why my things ended up coming late. So if you want to start mixing your own feeds and you're going to use like these concentrates, make sure that the companies making those concentrates give you the chart. In that chart, it has the things that you're supposed to mix. They can give you the chart which has in 100 kilograms of feed, which amount of maize are you supposed to put, maize bran, the soya, the lime, the sunflower cake, then the concentrate itself. All these informations are available so long as you search for them. And in most cases, it's best to get some of those informations from the companies that have made the concentrate, which you are using in your farm. So for me here, I'm right now using the Hendrix 10% layer concentrate, just like I showed you its bag. That is where they normally pack it. So I'm using their formula. It's the one I am using. And honestly, I am seeing it has done well for me. The birds are getting ready to lay eggs. and we are soon making our laying boxes. I already contacted the person who is coming to make for me. He was a bit busy, but he said he was going to call me back. So it will not exceed next week probably when we have the laying boxes here. But we are still doing well. So far, no any disease outbreak, and we are hoping for this birds to start laying at exactly 18 weeks, of which it is roughly 4 weeks or 3 weeks away from the time that we are expecting them to start laying eggs. So today I just wanted to encourage you that anyone out there can mix their own feeds, and their birds do well. And actually it is best for you to mix your own feeds. If you have the space, enough space where you can mix the feeds from, it is best. Actually it is even not hard to mix the feeds. In fact, for us here it is us the ladies, okay, because my girl is even young and me, we are the ones who do the mixing of these feeds. So anyone can mix their own chicken feeds, and then it is like there you can know whether you've made a mistake or not. But this system of buying ready-made feeds, like they mix for you from the stores and you bring it to your farm, honestly it is sometimes very, very risky, especially if you don't trust the stores where you're mixing, where they are mixing for you the feeds from. So for today, that's all I had for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you so much for all your wonderful love and support. But if you're still new, please kindly consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video, comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be so grateful. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and I'll be smiling. And don't forget to tell me which country you're watching me from, and I'll be so grateful. See you next time. I love you all. Bye bye.